Well, what is going on YouTube? How you guys doing? It has been a while. I've got some new stuff that I have. I've got some stuff that Dirk sent me. I'm going to drop a video a week for a while. Somebody asked me recently why I'm not making more videos. And as I've said before to people who've asked, I just don't have the time or energy or money to keep doing what I was doing. There is by far an attitude, particularly amongst people who watch YouTube channels, that somehow we get our knives for free or that we get paid big money to do this. And I have to tell you, there are a few channels with hundreds of thousands of subscribers that do make an income. I'm not one of those. 90% of what you saw on my channel leading in the last 4 years was stuff that I bought or borrowed or begged. And I work full time. I just couldn't do that anymore. I still love knives a lot. This weekend we were over at Carmel Cutlery visiting with the folks over there and hanging out with Monterey Bay knives, and I have some of those that you're going to see over the next few weeks. And I'm reminded how much I love knives. But being a collector and being a YouTuber are two totally different things. They require a different level of energy. They require a different level of money. So when I get stuff that interests me, like the little Bihai here, this thing is just cool and weird, I'm going to share it with you guys. I'm also going to keep sharing my collection in shorts and over on TikTok. And I hope that's cool with you guys, because that's what I have the space for. That's what I have the energy for. Now, that's 2 minutes into this video, and we still haven't even talked about this little guy. So let's do that. In the old days, I would have said, well, what is going on YouTube? Welcome back to A Therapeutic Edge. It is lovely to have you here. And I would have meant it. I still do. This is just a cool little budget-friendly knife from the folks over at Bestech. Oh, watch my arm. Now, the Bihai here, Bihai, B-I-H-A-I, it's just a neat little cutting tool. And I dig it. Stuff like this is interesting to me. I hope it's interesting to you. Let's get to it. It is 14C28N. Oops. I've had this knife for a week and I've never missed the flip. Now I'm on camera and I do. It's got a hawkbill blade. It is 14C28N. It is Ostap Hell design, and you can see his design here. This is just a great little utility blade. And I mean, it is little, as you can see. She's wee. Let's get some basic specs out of the way on this thing. The blade itself comes in at 1 3/4 inches of cutting and just about 2 inches overall. The grip area, and you have to go from this choil space, is 2 3/4, and it flares back. I mean, we pretty much hold on to the whole knife, so we're coming back 3 1/2 overall, right? Which brings it sits really nicely on my pinky right here. It's just a cool little cutting implement. It's very sharp. 14C is one of my favorite, by far, favorite budget steels. I have another knife in 14C coming that I will share with you guys a little bit later. It's got milled out steel liners on the inside, which you're not going to be able to see you're not going to be able to see them in this light, but hey, they're there. It's got this cool, like, sort of gray titanium sort of color on the flats, and then lovely grind. The action is, I mean, it's great. I might be able to, oh, there's no way. If you had little tiny hands, you might be able to middle finger flick this thing open. But it is a top flip, which works very well. I like the design. It's got a little, looks like G10 backspacer back here in black. Now, these come in a bunch of different colors, of course. It's running on bearings. It's oddly ergonomic for what it is. You can hold it, if you're going to do draw cuts, with boxes and stuff. The way this is shaped with that hook is just really, really good. The knife overall, from tip to tail, We're looking at about 5¼ inches. Closed length. We are looking at 3¼ inches. Width in the pocket, of course, is itty bitty. You're looking at 1 inch and about 1/8, right? There was a time when I was just sort of fussy, really, about doing little tiny knives like this, but I have to tell you, my job, which I love, doesn't let me carry. I work in an environment where that would not be appropriate. And so having little knives around that I can keep in my bag and keep available, but not on me, should I need a tool, has become really important to me. And so stuff like this has found a place in my day. Oops. See, every once in a while. There we go. It says, "Oh, stop hell," right there. On this side, it is perfectly clean. It says 14C. Let me see if that'll actually focus right there, which is really nice. So those are the basic specs. Let's do some size comparisons just for giggles. Here it is against our old friend, the Bug Out. I mean, this makes the Bug Out look like a short sword, so, which I think is cool. And here it is against a full-size grip. Yeah, tiny knife. Tiny knife. They don't weigh a lot, just a couple of ounces. Hang on just a second. Sorry about that. I realized I hadn't gotten my scale. All right. Yeah, 1.8 ounces, which is, yeah, exactly the same as a Bug Out. Now, there are some good questions why you'd carry this over a Bug Out. Mostly, I think it has to do with sort of style and function. This is straight up just a box cutter. Like, it's a good emergency tool. This is much more of a sort of regular daily use knife. But if you had to cut open, 1,000 packages, this hawkbill shape would really come in handy. Let's get that out of the way. I realized today that the batteries on my, they're dead. So we're going to go ahead and I'm going to use the available measurement to tell you that this is, about 4 millimeters. Yep, just at 4 millimeter thick blade stock on that 14C. It's got jimping across here, which is really nice. Gives you a place to plant your finger or plant your thumb very comfortably. Now, I suppose you guys are wondering how much these cost. And they're $63, which, I got to tell you, one of the things about doing this for as long as I have, and I'm coming up on, it's over 4 years now, and just doing this, collecting's been longer than that. It sort of hurts when I talk about budget knives costing, over like $25 or $30, but we're there. Everything is more expensive than it should be these days. However, the intricacy, I can speak, of the grind, the overall fit and finish, $63 for a really useful package opening and or emergency tool. Okay. The truth is, I reviewed this because I just really like the way it looks and feels in my hand. Now, you guys know I got pretty big hands. So for them to make a tiny knife that still fits very comfortably in my hand, it means that they've done the ergos right. Anyway, this is the Bihai by Bestech. Just a nifty little cutting tool with some style to it. And that's where we're going to wrap it up. Please forgive the little rant at the beginning of the video. I'm doing my best, gang. I hope you guys are having a great day, and keep your eyes open. I've got 5 or 6 other knives that I'll be making videos on here and that will be dropping as we go. I appreciate you. We'll see you next time.